you're stuck in that traffic this morning. Yeah, I was tailing back for about 45 minutes. Did you see what happened? Yeah, it was just roadworks. It's amazing how just filtering into one lane from two can make that much traffic. I know, it's ridiculous. And there's roadworks everywhere as well. Yeah, no matter which route you take, there's going to be something. I mean, I suppose the roads are pretty bad. There's potholes everywhere. Hey, how can I help you? An appointment? Yes, do you know who's looking after you? That's me. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, come through. How's your day been so far? Good. Well, it's going to be even better now. I'm just going to pop a robe on you. Do you want to take your jacket off, or do you rather leave that on? That's fine. No, we haven't got the heating on at the moment because it is quite nice outside, but if you do get a bit hot, we can take the jacket off, that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to pop this around you here, so it's me for leaning across you. Forgive me, what was your name? Lovely. Is there anything you'd prefer I call you? Some people like nicknames. Yeah. Okay, so if you just want to take a seat, and if you tell me a little bit about what we're doing for you today. So the booking did say a dry cut, which is fine. I'm just talking in terms of the style you're wanting done. Okay. Yes, I think that should be all okay for me to do. And it's your first time in this salon? Oh, fabulous. Now, may I offer you a drink of anything at all? Warm or cold? So you've brought a flask with you. Okay, well, if you do finish that and you want anything more, just tell me and I'll make you a drink. Now, you do have some beautiful hair. It does look like you have like a natural wave almost. Yeah, so this is blow dried straight. Okay. No, a dry cut is fine. That's not going to be a problem. I was just thinking in terms of once the haircut is finished, if you wanted it styled at all. Okay. Well, if you wanted, we could spray the hair down, and I could put a wave mousse through. Well, technically it's a curl mousse, but your hair is wavy rather than curly. I could finger coil it and scrunch. Yeah. Okay, so maybe in that case it would be a little easier for us to do a wet cut. Okay, I just need to grab my spray bottle. I'll be back in one moment. Actually what I will do is just brush your hair out quickly. I know, we finally got some nice sunshine. Are you doing much for the rest of today, or will you be able to enjoy the weather? It's always the way, unfortunately. You will, every day that you're working, it will be really lovely weather, and by the time comes that you have a day off, it will be like torrential rain, thunderstorms. Yeah. In terms of length, how much are we taking off? I would say, when was the last time you had a haircut? Are you attached to the length of your hair? Yeah, so maybe 1.5 inches I think would be best, just based off condition. It's not too bad, but I can see where you've been using heat on your hair. Do you? Yes, so you like to straighten it. I do the same. My hair is naturally curly as well. Again, not curly. I don't want to offend the curl police. My hair is naturally quite wavy. And the way it goes when it's wavy, if I'm not putting a load of products in, it kind of just goes massive. So I tend to either straighten or curl it. And I can see where you've been using heat. You actually have a little bit of unevenness in terms of length. So about 1.5 inches, if we take that, it will even everything out, but also make sure the ends are nice and healthy as well. No, I cut my mum's hair as well, and she doesn't use loads of heat on her hair, but it does grow uneven as well, so one side will be much longer than the other. It's very strange how our scalps choose which hair is going to grow a lot. Going to run a comb through as well, just to make sure we have no knots, and then I will get to just wetting your head down, which, thinking of it, I will do section by section. And your hair colour, is that something you do yourself, or? I mean, don't tell anybody else here, but this is box dye. Yeah, you know, sometimes when you're working in a salon for like 10 hours a day, the last thing that you can think of wanting to do is sit in a chair for hours having your hair done. So I just go home, chuck on a box dye, and get it over with. Cut it myself as well. Alright, your hair is nice and detangled. I'm not sure what that was. And what I'm going to do is just part into sections. And I'm also just going to part over the apex of your head, just so we can focus on the back section first. You might. Is that itching you where you have a few little wispy? No, I haven't always box dyed my hair. I used to have bleach blonde hair and I'd have it done like every other month, and I'd go between having half a head to just a T-section. But I was finding that my hair was never growing. It was kind of like shoulder length and it would never grow past there. So I kind of decided, well, for maybe a year I didn't have any colour, and I also didn't put any heat on it, so I looked atrocious for a year because I also didn't really take care of myself too much. Yeah, that's a different story, but once I just started putting on the darker colours, the more like red tones, my hair just grew massively. There's something wrong with this spray bottle. It never seems to, it just leaks. See, it's leaking out the bottom. You're gonna have to excuse me, I need to just grab a different one. Right, this one should be a bit better. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to come over here. And then just over here as well, okay? Just pop that to the side in case we need to use it again. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is just spin you around so I can do the back of your hair here. And I'm assuming you like a blunt cut. Yeah. Okay. No, I actually cut my hair the other day and I did take off about 2 inches. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is just take the inside of your hair here. Just take You've got beautiful thick hair. So for the summer, I don't really have much planned. I don't have a whole lot of money at the minute just because things have happened. Expenses that, you know, you're not expecting crop up. The only thing I do have planned in terms of like activities, I did manage to get tickets to the Harry Styles tour. No, I'm not a particularly massive fan of Harry Styles. I do like his new album, but my best friend is a really big fan, so we're going together. And we like to do a concert every year, and we do normally pick one that's at Alexandra Palace, Ali Pali, but the outside, so we'll do it in the summer. But this year there wasn't really anybody we fancied seeing, so Harry Styles it was. Yeah. My first gig. The word I don't really remember. I think it may have been Rihanna. Yeah, at the O2 I saw Rihanna. What about you? Forgive me, I am just talking to the back of your head. I will kind of put my head around just to check it occasionally. Yeah. It makes me jealous because when I speak to my parents and you ask them like, what was the first concert you went to, the first gig you went to? My mum's was ABBA. Yes, I have done the ABBA Voyage. I've actually seen it twice. And that was really good. So the first time I went was for somebody's 60th, so they actually paid for one of these like standing dance booths. And the other time I went was for my best friend's birthday, and that was just a seat. Yeah. What's that? Toner? Is it not in the cupboard? Okay, so if you go into the stock room, it will be, so immediately there'll be a sink and a cupboard. The next cupboard over, it should be in the left hand door for that one, yeah. If you can't find it, just tell me. Just talking about concerts, it reminds me, do you ever remember Cody Simpson? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's a swimmer or something, but I had a friend who was really obsessed with Cody Simpson, and we went to see him. I wasn't, respectfully, I wasn't really a fan, but yeah, just kind of makes you think about all the things that you've been to. I've seen Linkin Park, obviously before Chester Bennington sadly died. I've seen the Foo Fighters twice. I've seen the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Radiohead. The last two I went to was Tom Adele and the Dusky Brothers. Yeah. Just going to bring the hair that we separated off over the top of your head just back here. I'm going to turn you around shortly, don't worry. Just trying to make sure we have everything level from where I said about this side of your head. Well, when you were facing me it was this side, but this side of your head being a little shorter, so just trying to match everything up. Going to spin you back around so you're facing me, and you'll have to forgive me, did we speak about your fringe? You want it a bit shorter? I can do that. So, I mean, if we're talking in terms of where we're sitting around the eye, this is something similar to mine. This is kind of grown out a little bit. Something you have to be mindful with when you're cutting in a fringe is that it does grow incredibly quick. Well, let me just dampen your hair down again. We will be using that again before we do the finger coiling and the scrunching. Okay. Have you ever done modelling? Would you consider it? Not hair modelling, any modelling. I'm not going to clip that, I'm just going to place it there because that's what we'll be doing. Get my words out. They will be your bangs. Yeah. You have such a beautiful face shape and like the most like chiseled jaw. sometimes when I'm concentrating I have the most severe face, so if you look at me and I look really annoyed, I'm not. You have a bit of water just dangling on your earlobe. Sorry about that. What I am going to say to you is, if you can, try avoiding using heat on these front pieces. Yeah, they're just looking a little thinner than the rest of your hair. And I mean, I've taken that length off, but you can still see, excuse me, where the hair is damaged. So just do be careful with these front pieces. I mean, it's easy to focus heat on that area, especially with straighteners or a curling iron, because you kind of want the front pieces of your face to look the best. What's going on in the back is nobody's business. Well, it's not your business anyway. If you just stay still for me, excuse me. Okay, I'm just going to dampen your hair down again, and then I will scrunch the hair a little bit. We'll do the finger coils, and then I'll put the curl mousse in. So what I will do is just go through and bring that. I'm just going to pop your head to the side slightly. I'm not going to be too exact, just based on timing. We do normally allocate 40 minutes for a dry cut, but we've spent a little bit more time with you, which is fine. I've enjoyed having your company. I'm just going to spin the fringe. Tap you this way. Going to start on this side. Just use a microfiber towel to scrunch your hair with. Just get some of the excess off my hands. Okay, ready? Right. Okay, my love, you are just about all done. Is everything okay for you? Good. Alrighty, if you just want to follow me up to the front, we can just get you all checked out, okay?